That is so new. See, even out here, the sand drifts up. That sounds so good. Alright, what's happening, squad? Figured I'd get you guys in the garage today because I want to give you a little bit of an update. Things have been getting pretty crazy around here. It's summer, so the heat is up there. We're like 110 degrees almost every single day now. So a lot of riding takes place in the morning, if I'm riding at all. Also, I've had some family affairs come up, so I had to take care of those. Kind of took a little break from filming anything. And I'm back in the garage again because I've also got a ton of things going on in here. I've got some changes going on with War Rig over here. I've got the exhaust off because I just went and got that repowder coated. I got to repack it and put it on because I'm trying to go for a ride this morning. Go figure. It's like 7:30 in the morning already and I've got to be out here working because this is the only time the temperatures are bearable out here. But besides that, I've also got the dirt bike. Still working on that. I've been waiting on parts. That's kind of the name of the game right now. I've got to wait on parts all the freaking time, it seems like. Also waiting on parts for the Suzuki over here. The Supermoto is going to be done as soon as I can get just a little dowel pin for the head. The other dowel pin got kind of seized in there and I chewed it up trying to get it out. So just going to get a fresh dowel pin. Everything else is ready to go back together on that. Also, been working on the wife's machine. Got some new graphics kit on there, which, by the way, SSI decals, I actually really like their kits. They seem to stick really well. I haven't had any issues. It was actually pretty easy to put on and I love the way it turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of this actual layout for this machine. I love the color scheme. We're going to change the seat cover. Don't worry, it's not going to be yellow the whole time. I actually really like these Moto seat covers. They look pretty good and they seem to last, but we're going to finish that thing up as soon as we get the seat cover on there. And then I also need to get a whole new top end for my son's new race machine, little 50cc two-stroke. So as you can see, I got all kinds of things going on in here, but it's just taking time. So I'm gonna get back on this. I'm gonna repack the exhaust, kind of show you guys a little bit how to do that, which, by the way, I love these Rossier exhausts because Rossier, whatever, hit me up in the comments. I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it. But they're so easy to take apart and put back together. I'm gonna show you guys just how simple it is to repack these things. And a couple little tips I'm gonna give you guys about packing these things, because you can buy some different types of packing and some of them come ready-made so that you just trim them and put them in, but I wouldn't recommend those. So let's get on it. All right, so this is pretty much it. As you guys can see, there aren't a whole lot of parts that go into this exhaust. It's built really well, really sturdy, and really simply. I mean, I don't really know any other way to put it, but I decided to go with a gloss black. This is actually something I kind of requested, or maybe wished for, that Rossier would do from the factory, I guess. I really like the way that gloss black would look against everything else on this. I mean, I didn't mind the wrinkle coat, or I think it's Cerakote that they normally put on there, and it looked good, but you guys could probably see in some of the old videos and things like that, some of the pictures I have. I'll try to find a photo and put it in this video, but basically the packing that was in here originally, there wasn't a lot of it, so it bunched up whenever you kick the thing over, and then it would start blowing the exhaust in. It'd create pressure in the can, and it pushed all the packing towards the back of the exhaust. So the front half of the exhaust, right here, whenever it got dirty, the first few rides, it got hot and it cooked all that dirt and mud to the front of the exhaust. The rest of it still had packing in it, so it stayed cooler. The front half here got really hot and it basically burnt all that stuff to it, so you couldn't clean it off no matter what you did. But if you go with gloss, it's just a lot easier to clean. Also, I just like the way that the gloss looks, so I'm gonna try it. Plus, I don't think he's done a gloss one or a gloss finish for any of these TRX exhausts, so I actually am excited to see what it looks like. But basically, what I was talking about earlier with the different types of packing is you can get these FMF packing cores. They're basically just universal, and you trim, you can see all these little lines on it right here. All these little lines on here are basically where you can just trim an end piece off and then wrap it around your insert here and then shove it back down the exhaust. Now, That seems easy, but it's really hard because it gets so tight in there that you end up trying to pack things around it with a screwdriver, whatever you can to try to pack it all the way down to the end, because you want the packing all the way down to the end of the exhaust so everything stays nice and tight in there. You want a good tight pack. That way all your exhaust gases flow nice and straight and they're not deviating or they're not dissipating inside any of the packing and pushing the packing around. So I'm going to use some loose packing. Some of the old packing is actually still good because I had just repacked it already, but I took it apart to go and powder coat it anyway since we're on a break from racing. So we're going to pull some extra packing out of here because you can basically just cut that open. It's just loose packing inside. And we're going to repack this exhaust and get it back on, get it looking good. I'm still waiting on the decal, so I won't have a decal on it yet, but I'll get that back on there eventually. And then we're going for a ride this morning. Okay, something you guys want to make sure you do. This little insert right here, make sure you get it all the way down on the bottom first, because you just pull it in and out whenever you repack these things. So when you put it back in, make sure you take like that little block of wood like you saw, and just a rubber mallet, and pound this thing down in here a little bit. Don't have to hit it hard, but basically there's a lip right here where everything kind of meets up, and that's where that thing stops. You need to make sure you get that all the way down in here against this lip so that it's actually inserted correctly, because once you put the end cap on, it's machined to fit just like that. And if you had it sticking up at all, it'd be really hard to put the cap on, and you'd eventually have to work it back down in there anyway. So just remember to do that whenever you repack these things. But like I said, it's really simple to take apart. All right, so there you have it. The exhaust is on. I haven't tightened everything down yet, but just so you guys know, when you do go to tighten these down, or put them in, I should say, if you re-powder coat your exhaust at all, just know that there's probably gonna be some excess or some overhang, and you're probably gonna have to kind of file it out of there, or take a drill bit and run it through real quick just to basically clean the excess powder coat out, because it's gonna tighten up those holes. So other than that, it went together actually pretty easy. The packing, just make sure you take your time. That takes forever because you got to keep packing it in there and then roll some more in and pack it in some more. But it's really not that big of a deal. It's just kind of tedious. However, I really like the way that this thing turned out so far. I like the gloss black. I wasn't really a fan of the Cerakote the first time. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, but I kind of wanted the gloss black option, and I think it's going to look better on here. I still need the decal. However, David, the owner at Rossier, he really likes the original Rossier logo. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I don't think that looks bad at all. I think it actually looks pretty good. But I'm still a fan of the new logo, which I don't have on here right now, but it doesn't look bad blank either. So a clean exhaust doesn't look bad. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this, maybe I won't. I just don't like the idea of having to rivet this thing in there. I don't want to drill holes in the exhaust if I don't have to. But I like the way it turned out. Now we're going to take it out for a ride and see how this thing does, because the powder coat is only good up to about 400 degrees, and then after that it actually starts to burn. I don't think it's going to get that hot, especially with all fresh packing in there. I don't think it's going to get that hot. I don't think it ever did get that hot. However, it did get hot enough to bake that mud to it whenever it got dirty the first time, but that's because there was all the packing had blown back in it because it's pretty loose. So I don't know. We're gonna run with it and see how it does. But let's go for a ride.
give this exhaust a little heat cycle and a sound check, because I love the sound of these garage here, so of course I want to hear it again. But now let's pack with some fresh packing, got some new powder coat on, go heat cycle it, see if anything burns, see how hot it might get, and my opportunity to get out and ride again. Because as most of you know, or a lot of you might know, it's summer months down here in the Southwest, so a lot of racing series, work series is on their summer break because it just gets too hot down here to keep racing. Or if you're in another racing series, it might move north, so they would move their races up north like Utah or Idaho or something like that. But a few other things, I'm basically just giving you guys an update on the channel. I'm not going to be riding as much right now, so it's going to be a lot of garage videos and things like that. But there will be some riding videos coming up soon, because now I'm going to have to travel to go do some riding. I'm not going to tell you guys where yet, but I'm going to travel and take you guys with me on this trip, show you guys some riding in some different areas. Some of it might be my old stomping grounds. There's a little hint for some of you who might not know, or some of you who might know what that means. Some of you guys have been watching for a while, and some of you guys who know me, when I say old stomping grounds, you kind of know where I'm talking about. But let's take this thing out and give it a good thrashing for a little bit, because it's about 8:40 in the morning and it's already 90 degrees out. I mean, you can see in the video as I was putting things together, I was already sweating profusely because it's like 95 degrees in the garage already. I don't have any AC in there. I know. Maybe I should put that in there, right? Oh, it feels so good to get back out on this thing. I haven't been riding a whole lot lately. In fact, I even missed our Idaho race because some things came up and I couldn't go. And I'm really kind of bummed about that, because the team had a great time up there. Apparently the track was really cool. But this next round, we're supposed to be in Idaho on a completely new track. This track literally just got built, so nobody's raced on it yet. I think it's up in Cedar City, Utah, just past St. George or something like that. I don't know, we're gonna find out. I'm really excited to check out a new track. I'm also really excited about the trip I'm taking here in about, I think it's 3 weeks. Yeah, got a little over 3 weeks until I take off. But if you guys follow my Instagram, at Square One Speed, you guys are gonna see little snippets of the trip as I go. I'll take pictures and post them up there, kind of giving you guys hints of where I'm at and where I'm headed. One of you guys actually hit me up on Instagram recently and just asked, after I posted a photo, I think yesterday, he asked if I was going out riding, and I hadn't really even thought about it until he said something. And I went, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go riding. However, I still had to repack the exhaust and everything, so that's why I was doing it this morning. Talk about last minute. Oh, these people have been leaving some junk out here, huh? Man, I love ripping out here. Wide open, there's almost no restriction. Oh, this is gonna be a little funky. The other thing that the heat brings is a lot of dust.
Hello, anyone? Have you seen the race?
Oh, that exhaust sounds so good. I also came out to some flat tires this morning. My front tires, for some reason, had let out a lot of air. I think I was down to 2 pounds of air in them. Oh, let's go rip one of my favorite sections of trail down here. dialed with some of those OCP parts. And the jetting's all right. And I've set the air fuel mixture. This thing runs so well. I came out after not starting it for weeks. I haven't started this thing in weeks, honestly. I've been out doing little things like some of you may noticed. I started putting new graphics on. Now, they aren't a drastic change, but I changed the color scheme a little bit because I thought there's just a little bit too much white. So that's really all I did. I just went and got a reprint. Plus, the old ones were kind of peeling, and I'm trying a different method of putting the graphics on. So I'm going to try using a little bit of water and soap. So far, it's worked really well. I haven't had them peel up yet. And I added a new chain because the other one was kind of getting hurt. But anyway, after coming out for, oh, I want to say almost a month now, not running this thing, just turned the key, hit the starter, started right up. This engine is just so dialed in right now. No, it's not creating crazy amounts of power, but it sure does run well. Oh yeah. And after that MX race, I put the GP tires back on, so I'm kind of getting used to those again. Going and beating stuff up a little bit more. Which I gotta say, the Checo Racing swing arm skid has been holding up. It has taken some abuse. I've hit some big rocks with that thing. Not intentionally, but it's held up really well. And as long as the heat stays down in the mornings, I may be able to ride a few more times. Gotta get some practice in before this trip. Gonna be riding with some other content creators. You guys will know them. Not gonna say who yet. It's not like it's gonna be a huge surprise. I kind of want to just keep it quiet until we've got all the details ironed out. That's another reason why I've been quiet. I've been working out details for the trip. Oh, this hasn't changed. It's still so rough down here. Oh, I forgot. I got the clickers stiffened up for the MX race. That was a chunk of cement hanging out there. This Elka suspension, man, it is so responsive. Literally, I gave it 1 or 2 clicks of compression, and it's stiffened right up. So when you race MX, you definitely want stiffer suspension. Now, this was built as a long travel, so it's kind of meant to be soft. It's more of a desert racing kind of, oh my god, it's so lucky. More of a desert racing suspension, so it's really long travel, real soft and plush and compliant. But I wanted it stiffer for the MX race, so I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything with it. And it, as soon as I gave it that extra click, dude, it stiffened right up, like no issues. Still have a little bit of problem with like blowing through the valving a little bit when you come down on some flat landings, but I mean, that's also on me because I came down on a flat landing. I love this figure 8. Oh, so sandy. All right, let's get back down on the trails. Oh man, this thing's riding so well right now. Seriously, I cannot wait to take you guys with me on this trip. It's gonna be such a good time. There's gonna be some cool people, some sweet rides, and some new places that I haven't been at least. So we'll see how that turns out. Another thing I think I'm gonna do here pretty soon, I'm going to do the Gland Innovations Big Fan Kit. Well, because for one, this fan stopped working, so I kind of need a new fan anyway. And two, I'd really like to get some extra cooling, especially riding in the heat out here. I'm sure this just kills engines. This thing jumps so well. Dub roll and roll design really got these Elkas dialed in. I don't see anybody yet. I am a bit late. I was hoping to take off about an hour earlier, but that didn't happen. Now, hopefully, I'll get another flat out here while riding, because that sucked. that was really lame. Man, that's such a cool step down. Oh, there we go. We got some people out here riding. You gotta see this. Just see everything out here, man. That's sick. Riding without helmets, so at least two of them have it. Oh, fresh sand! Man, this thing is just singing right now. It sounds so good. Suppose I better hang out for a second and take a look at the exhaust, since I've really put some heat into it now. We'll see how it's doing. Oh yeah, looking good. No issues so far. Yep, I'm happy with that. I think that gloss black looks so good on there. Let's go get these GBCs chewed up just a little bit more. Such a nice day out here. Until about 30 minutes from now. It's gonna get stupid hot. I think the high is 110 for today. So let's get out of here before that happens. Oh, fresh sand. Oh, that is so new. See, even out here, the sand drifts up. Anyway, I think he goes by Bullet 52, and he said he'd hopefully catch me out here. I've been just kind of moving out this whole time, so hopefully he would hear me. But nothing yet. Woo, more fresh sand. It's like I have the attention span of a squirrel right now. It's always nice rolling back in, just looking at all those mountains. God, that looks so good. Is like a zombie. It is taking a beating. Broken case, broken chain, broken linkage bolt. I've come off it a few times. I've burnt some fuses. I mean, that's not a big deal, but seriously, it gets abused and just keeps coming back for more. That isn't to say that I'm not open for a new machine. Wink, wink. Because I've tossed around the idea of possibly selling the Honda, getting rid of War Rig, and getting a new YFC. I don't know. I'm torn. You guys need to tell me what you think I should do. Because I definitely think it's important. Oh my god, these bumps are bad. Definitely think it's important to support the only company that's still in the game. And these 2021 YFCs look so good. I'm a fan of some of these SE, their special edition graphics. And 2021 doesn't seem to be any different. But I would have to sell the Honda first. And that's going to be really hard to do. Let's go up this way. That sounds so most videos aren't subscribed anyway. A good 80 to 90%. And like these videos, especially if you enjoyed them and you want to see where this goes or what else I have in store, just hit that subscribe button. You guys are going to find out. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. It wasn't meant to be a real long one, just wanted to kind of update you guys. Got a lot of things coming, and I've had a few things I've had to take care of here, so don't worry, more videos are coming. I'm going to kind of change the way I do things, maybe try to get one video out a week, but it's going to be kind of random content, kind of all over the place. But if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, because there's a lot coming, and I don't want you guys to miss it. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see where it's going, go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Alright, no regrets. As for what's coming in the future, there's going to be a lot more riding videos. Some are coming very soon, so pay attention. A lot of you guys follow me on Instagram already, at Square One Speed. I'm going to post a lot of pictures, especially along the trip, kind of give you guys some hints of where I'm going. So try to follow along. There's a lot in store, so just stick with me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.